subreddit mess where I read a bunch of Reddit stories. I give my unsolicited opinion, a little bit of advice. We're gonna have a ha kiki moment. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's go ahead and get into it. So this week for my crush growing up, without telling you my age, it's Sammy. If you don't remember Sammy, then you are definitely too young. But for those that do remember Sammy, I like the way you look at me. I like the way, can't you see, baby? I like it, girl. Don't you know I like it? I'm gonna clip a picture of him. He was just the cutest little thing. He was the cutest little thing. Like, I didn't have like a sexual tie to him growing up. I just thought he was just so cute. And I wanted to be one of the girls that he was singing about in his music videos. Oh, that's so bad. At my young age, I wanted to be a video vixen. Ah! We can really go ahead and get into it. So today's subreddit is Today I Messed Up. I love a good Today I Messed Up story. It's my guilty pleasure. But anyways, the post is, today I messed up during my first surgery as a third-year medical student. I'm a third-year medical student on my gynecology clerkship, assisting on a laparoscopic, I'm just gonna go ahead and put that in title, hysterectomy. In this procedure, the abdomen is pressurized while the surgeon inserts several instruments to ligate and remove the uterus. If you can imagine, maintaining pressure in the abdomen after you remove the uterus is difficult because, you know, air just freely escapes from the vagina. Yes, it does. As this was my first laparoscopic surgery, I soon found out that my role was to place a rubber stopper in the vagina to prevent air from escaping. Like many of you, I had no idea this role even existed, but I quickly accepted my new job as the vagina sealer. First off, what you mean as like many of you, I didn't know? This child said this was his third year as a medical student. Baby, there's not many of us out here that would knew that should know that. If anything, you should be the one that knows that. But getting back into it, he is the vagina sealer. I approached from the bottom of the table and stuck my hands underneath the sterile drapes that covered the legs. I placed the rubber ball in the vagina and stood there trying not to make eye contact with anyone in the room. After several minutes, the pressure in the abdomen continued to decrease. The attending physician, frustrated at this point, walked around next to me, ripped the drape in half to reveal the pelvic area, and said, "Do you know where the vagina is? Get that stopper out of the ass right now." Oh my God. It honestly concerns me that this is this person's third year as a medical student. I get it, you're gonna make errors. I totally get that. It's the fact that it seems as though this person was nervous. It's the fact that he didn't want to make eye contact with anyone in the room as he's trying to, deal with this lady's lady bits. It's the fact that he didn't, or she, because I don't think, it doesn't say if it's a he or she, that's fine. It's the fact that they didn't ask how to proceed forward and they just went ahead and just did it. It's all the above for me. All the above. The way I would have nightmares, the way I would have to literally clock out after I did the job and be like, you know what, I think it's time for me to second guess whether or not this is for me. To have the doctor sit up there and tell you, get that stopper out the ass. Oh, Lord. And then it goes on to say, I couldn't see under the sterile drapes, so I'm placing a rubber stopper. So if you couldn't see, why didn't you just move the drapes? I swear some people, including myself, I'm definitely guilty of it. Some people just make things 10 times more difficult than what it needs to be. But I just feel like if this is the profession that you're going to go in, like, you can't be doing stuff like that. You can't be doing stuff like that. And if you really don't know, then ask. Don't be putting... I have like so many things going on in my head right now. Like, can you imagine? So someone brought up a good point. They were like, I hope they changed the stopper, because if you remember, the stopper was in the person's ass. But you know what? Like, really thinking about it, if we really stop and think about it for a moment, the way that person was so nervous, like, and finicky, I wouldn't be surprised if after the doctor was like, can you please get this out of this person's ass? And moved it, quickly took it out and moved it into the vagina. I wouldn't be surprised. Can you imagine? Ooh, example, if the person like woke up and they had like a bacterial infection, you know, something going on with their lady bits, and they up there like, well, damn, like what happened? Ugh. Actually, this is random. Just go with the current. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of a time. It made it on the news. There was this lady. She was going under, and she had hid, and she had hid a microphone in her underneath her wig so she can hear everything that was going on around her, like what the doctors and the nurses were doing. And the doctors were making fun of her, and she tried to sue them. Like she tried to bring on a lawsuit. I'm just saying. Because can you imagine like being the person that's laying there on the table and you hear something that outlandish talking about, can you move the stopper out of this person's ass and put it in the correct place, please? I'll be mortified when I woke up. Like, damn, this really happened. But anyways, getting back into it, it's the same subreddit. Post is, today I messed up by not telling my husband and his parents that I knew their native language and then speaking in the said language in front of them. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, story has 4 characters. My husband, 28 male, me, 27 female, a mother-in-law and father-in-law. Even though husband and I are Indians, we're from different states. He's from North India and I'm from West India. Mother-in-law thinks that I don't know their native language. Thing is, I do understand it. I've picked up on a lot of words and phrases from hearing my husband speak and from songs, etc. I understand enough to comprehend. We could be at dinner at my in-laws' house and the conversation will go like this. Mother-in-law switches to her native tongue and makes some remark about me. Husband defends me in native tongue, asks her to stop. This used to be very funny to me because people thought I didn't know what they were saying about me, and I found his mother's remarks very Indian motherish, nothing offensive really. For example, she said to my face that the food I cooked is tasty, but then switch to her native language and go, there's so much salt in it. Is your wife trying to give me a blood pressure problem? Sometimes it was hard to keep a straight face. Damn. I wonder, like, reading this so far, I really wonder how long she's been playing dumb, you know, in regards to the native language. Because if I heard someone talking about me and being fake to my face, I don't think I would be able to sit there and act like I didn't hear this person talking crap about me. I think I would have to correct it right then and there and be like, oh, so you don't like my food? Do you really think it's gonna give you a blood problem? And also I'm wondering as well, like, was the mother-in-law, was she talking about her before she even got married to this person? Because I don't think I could be married to a two-faced individual like that. I'm going to be respectful to the mother-in-law, but still, I don't think I could do that. Yeah, you going to talk about me? And then smile in my face? Yeah, no. I don't think I would be able to go on too much longer. Probably a month tops before I have to speak up and let her know who she's messing with. Probably so. But let's go ahead and get back into it. Mother-in-law's talking about she trying to give me a blood pressure problem, and homegirl's talking about it was hard to keep a straight face. So getting back into it, a few days back we were FaceTiming with my in-laws and my mother-in-law says something in the native tongue. This is where the fuck up happens. I wasn't paying attention and I thought she spoke to me, so I replied in the same language. Ooh. Okay. Now, I didn't even know if I could speak it since I never really tried it. I thought it was more of I understand, but I can't speak it. If the surprise Pikachu meme was real, it would be the expressions of my husband and his parents. I don't think I'll ever forget how their faces looked. I wish I could have taken a picture. Mother-in-law has been sugary sweet to me. She's been sending all these good mornings and hope you well tags to me. I hate this new mother-in-law. I prefer her subtle way of being fake than her obviously way of being fake. I feel like I lost a superpower. I won't get to hear mother-in-law's running commentary about me. Those were entertaining as hell. I look forward to family dinners just for her dance, which she thought I couldn't understand. I really messed up bad by slipping up. Anyways, so I had to take a little moment to really think about it. Honestly, me personally, I don't feel as though she messed up by slipping up, because I just feel like keeping up that facade for so long, playing dumb, acting like you don't know what is being said, would probably over a period of time be draining. Except it sounds as though she honestly got her rocks off on that, like just being able to know about it. Because if she's married to the person, I don't know how long they were dating. Like, it sucks because she doesn't put enough information. Like, how long has she been playing dumb here? But I mean, I guess it was amusing to her. I guess that's how she, you know, found joy in regards to what her mother-in-law was doing. So I guess this is the next story. It's still Today I Messed Up. The post is, today I messed up by being the reason my wife has had acne for years. The title alone intrigued me because I want to know how does one give someone acne? Yeah, let's get into it. So my wife has extremely sensitive skin and she's always struggled with it. I've never cared about her having acne despite her being really insecure about it. She has been to countless dermatologists and other professionals trying to get rid of it to no avail. We have a small drying rack, things for our cleaning sponge. We have a small drying rack, things for our cleaning sponge in our bathroom. It's where a square cleaning sponge is kept and is used to quickly clean the counters and mirrors if needed. Pretty handy, right? My wife got it for us. She is so awesome coming up with these things. Ooh, okay, what I feel like, I'm just gonna go ahead and just see if I can guess it right. The simple fact that he's talking about the bathroom and the cleaning sponge and this is acne, why do I feel like he's going to say something in regards to like the makeup sponge? That's the vibe that I'm getting. Let's see if I'm right. Go ahead, getting back into it. Well, I was in the bathroom today and I saw my wife had bought a new cleaning sponge, but it was a super weird egg-shaped sponge. I found this egg sponge hilarious and asked my wife why she would get such a weird shaped sponge and not just a normal square one. She told me it would be easier to use than the one to put makeup on. Oh shit. I was right. But damn. Ooh. I wonder if he was thinking the white sponge, you know, like the ones you can get from like the Dollar Tree or whatever. I mean, you can get the egg-shaped ones too, but the ones that come in a big pack, the ones that you just throw away. Why do I feel like he's talking about? Let's just go ahead and get into it. My bad, y'all. You know I be talking, but yeah. So he goes, what? My wife uses our cleaning sponge for makeup. I don't understand. She saw the confusion on my face and asked what's wrong. I asked her why she would use our cleaning sponge for her face. I don't know anything about makeup. Did you know that people who wear makeup use a sponge to spread the makeup on their face? Oh, Lord. Well, I didn't, but now I do. My wife made sure to explain that to me very carefully. I had used my wife's makeup sponge for cleaning. She used the same sponge on her face, and we believe that that's the reason for her recurring acne. The wife is not happy and I feel horrible. I asked her why was it on a drying rack and not in her makeup bag. She said to let it dry out. After, obviously, she didn't want any bacteria growing on the moist sponge, which could happen if she left it in her bag. Great thinking. If only I didn't make it a nest for bacteria by cleaning with it. Okay, pause for the phone. This is my question. So, I mean, we all know. If not, I'll go ahead and insert a picture of it. But we should all know what a makeup sponge looks like. You know, it's like orange. You know, or they come in different colors. But if he was literally using this sponge, first off, why would you use a small sponge, something small, trying to clean up the bathroom with it? I don't understand that. I really don't understand why he thought that little small sponge is really going to do some damage in regards to his Mr. Clean that he got going on. First thing first. Secondly, for the wife, because you know when you're using those sponges, it really doesn't take a lot to put, you know, for like your makeup to show up on the official sponge. So I'm thinking if her husband was really going in here doing some real deep cleaning shit, scrubbing up stuff, wouldn't that not be on her? Well, yeah, like wouldn't that not be on her sponge? Like wouldn't the residue not show up on her sponge? Serious question. Like, are y'all following what I'm putting down right now? Like, do y'all understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm being dead serious. Like, does that not make sense? Like, are we not on the same accord? Anyways, so so husband had made this a bird's nest for cleaning. But anyways, I went out and I bought her a bunch of new sponges, all different shapes and sizes, but not the square ones. I hope she can forgive my dumb ass soon. Oh, okay, yeah. So he does give an update. He says that the square one that she had, they come in sheets and you can just take one square piece out of it. Honestly, just like you would take out a cleaning sponge. That's the best explanation I have for them. I hope that makes it more clear. I still want to know, because even the ones, like I said, the ones that you get from the Dollar Tree that comes in that pack, and they break off like in little triangular ones, they're white. I have never seen a different color makeup sponge square one that he's talking about. So even if that was the case, how did the wife not tell that it was being used, or it's like extra dirty? I have questions.